Hi. For question 5, the curved surface area A of a cone of height h and base radius r is given by the formula A is equal to pi r square root of h squared plus r squared. I. Make h the subject of the formula. I. Find the height h if A is equal to 550 centimeters squared and r is equal to 7. Take pi to be equal to 22/7. So this is the question 5a. We are going to go through how we can make h the subject of that formula, and then we try finding the value for h when a is equal to 550 and r, which is the radius, is equal to 7. Now we have a to be equal to pi r square root of h squared plus r squared, and the question wants us to make h the subject. Now the h that we want to make the subject is under a root sign, so the first thing you have to do is make sure that that root sign stands alone, or you try getting rid of that root sign. Before you get rid of that root sign, you can decide to square both sides. You take the whole of the a, you square that, then you take the whole of the pi r square root of the h squared plus r squared, and you square that side. Or what you can do is divide both sides by the pi r squared. So that is what we want to do. Okay, so we are going to divide the whole of this side by pi r, and then we divide this side too by the pi r. In this case, this pi r is going to cancel this pi r. So we are going to have our a over pi r, and that will be equal to, you have your square root of h squared plus r squared. Okay, so now you realize that the pi r is no more there. It's not attached to the root sign. Now the h that we want to make the subject is under a root sign, so we get rid of the root sign. Now how do we get rid of the root sign? If you want to get rid of the root sign, what you have to do is to square both sides. So we are going to have our a over the pi r all squared is equal to, you have your square root of the h squared plus the r squared all squared. Now in this case, this square is going to cancel the root sign, so you are going to have your a over pi r all squared being equal to your h squared plus r squared. Now the h, which is squared here, is not under a root sign. In that case, we can make sure that the h squared stands alone. So in that case, let's shift the r squared to the other side of the equal to sign. So in this case, we are going to have the a over pi r all squared minus r squared being equal to h squared. We want to make h the subject, but the h this time around is squared. We want just h. Then it means that we have to get rid of this exponent 2 that we are having here. So if you want to get rid of that, what do we do? Now the h is squared, so you square root that. If you want to square root that, then you have to square root both sides. In that case, you take the whole of this side, you take square root of that, then you take this side, so you take square root of that. So you are going to have a square root sign of the a over pi r all squared minus r squared is equal to square root of, you have your h squared. So in this case, you are going to have this 2, that is square, cancelling the root sign, and so you are going to have your square root, you have your a over pi r all squared minus r squared being equal to h. Therefore your h is equal to square root of the a over pi r all squared minus r squared. So that is the first part of the question. Now for the second part, you are to find the value of h when a is equal to 550 and r is equal to 7. So for that particular side, or that particular part of the question, what we are going to do is, now the question is saying that a is equal to 550, you have your r is equal to 7. So in this case, you are going to take what you had for h, the expression that you had for the h, that is h being equal to square root of the a over pi r all squared minus r squared. You are going to take that expression, and wherever that you see a, you substitute 550 there, and where we see r, we put 7 there. So in this case, we are going to have our h to be equal to, we have our square roots, we have our a, which is 550 over pi. Now the pi was 22 over 7. Yes, they gave us a pi, so we're going to have the 22 over 7 times 7. So this is the pi r. Don't forget that you have all of that in brackets, and that is squared minus your 7 squared. If you simplify this correctly, you're going to get your h being equal to 24 hence h is equal to 24 cm. So that is the question 5a.